What's up, people? Welcome back to the Boxing Objective. Today is going to be another video about the two-time world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua. Before I get into this video, I just want to say thank you guys so much. We are halfway there to the first landmark. At the time of recording this video, we've made it to 100 subscribers. And as you guys already know, at the 200 subscriber mark, we're going to be giving away a whole slew of boxing related prizes. All you've got to do to enter into the competition is like, comment and subscribe. Once you've left your comment, I'll have your name and I will be able to put it into the hat for the prize draw. I've also got an Instagram page by the same name, The Boxing Objective, where I'm sharing a whole different bunch of boxing related content, including pictures, fighter profiles and some exclusive memes. Now guys, I really can't thank you enough for the support so far. If you want to get in touch with me for any reason, for a subject that you want me to cover on the channel, a great way is to send me a DM via Instagram. And when we get to the 200 subscriber mark, which I don't think is going to be very long, I will be announcing all of the lucky winners. So best of luck, people, and thank you so much. So it's been about a week since Anthony Joshua did an interview for The Overlap with Gary Neville, which was broadcast on Sky Sports and is now available on YouTube. And he covered a lot of different things and spoke about a few things that, you know, we all wanted to hear his opinion about. He spoke about Tyson Fury. He spoke about his up and coming fight, of course. He spoke about boxing in general. He spoke a little about the dark side of boxing. He revealed a few things that we'd never heard about. Overall, it's a really good watch. It's about 40 minutes long. He told us a lot and I feel like it wasn't scripted. It felt like Anthony Joshua was just being Anthony Joshua and answering the questions. I also felt that at times, some of the questions he had to be very careful with what he said. I mean, it's like any interview that a public figure, a sports person or whatever does. You know, they've got to be careful with what they say. And some of the questions, his answers could have, you know, potentially have said some controversial things about a few subjects. And I thought he did a very good job in the way he answered it. Again, I don't think it was scripted, any part of it. And there was a moment where he was doing a bit of training with Gary Neville. You know, go and check it out yourself. But he had Gary Neville doing the speed bag. He had him doing a bit of pad work, and I think there was this machine that tests your hand-eye coordination. Can't remember what it's called, but he had Gary Neville on that. And Gary Neville shared some really good opinions about boxing in general that a lot of us have. It's kind of a thing where, you know, when you're a fan of boxing, you can't understand why this fight doesn't happen or that fight doesn't happen. And AJ gave us his side of the story, especially in regards to Fury. He summed it up pretty well, and I think what he said was fair. He does blame Fury, he does blame his team, Fury's team that is, and the way he worded his opinion about this I thought was quite fair, because he is more along the lines of like, look, you let the whole boxing world down, you let the fans down, and if you guys wasn't ready, or, you know, there was going to be a problem, then you should have been honest with that from the get-go. And to be fair, I agree with him, because like I said previously in my previous videos about the whole arbitration situation, I believe that they had some idea of where this was leading, but they wasn't honest about it from the get-go, and that was the problem. So I don't want to say too much about what they said in the interview. You know, go and see for yourself. It is a good watch. But there's a part of the interview that Anthony Joshua is being criticized for, and some people are suggesting that he's a bit arrogant and a bit out of touch, because he gives his opinion about how the Andy Ruiz, the first fight went. And first of all, he made it very clear that he wasn't going to make any excuses. And to be fair, the manner in which he lost, you could wonder what the hell happened there. I mean, I will never forget the things people said afterwards, the opinions they had about him, the rumors and everything like that. And Anthony Joshua himself has made no excuses. If there was in fact something wrong on that night, I believe it will come out in the future. We will find out what it was, if there was something, but he still makes no excuses. Once you guys have watched the interview, you let me know in the comment section below, if you do watch the video, what you thought about his comments about Andy Ruiz. Because to be fair, there's parts of me that's like, well, I feel like he got blinded by the lights. He went over there, maybe he was a bit complacent, and Gary Neville does mention that. And again, Anthony Joshua says, not making any excuses. Who knows what the real reason was, but it is what it is. He lost. He did take his L like a man, and he did bounce back. But Gary Neville, for those of you who don't know, he is the former Manchester United right back, I think he was. He was there for many, many years, won many, many titles, and then when he retired, there came a time when he became a football manager himself, and he went over to Spain, and I think he managed Seville. He was very unsuccessful. I think it was a very short period of time before he was out of that job, and obviously it was quite a challenging thing for him to deal with, and he expresses his experience with that, and he asks Anthony Joshua how he felt about taking a great loss and the challenges he's faced. Anthony Joshua did share his side of it. Again, very, very informative, and I find Anthony Joshua's mindset in particular quite fascinating, especially his opinions towards adversity and how he processes it. Obviously, Gary Neville, given what he had experienced and given it happened so publicly, he felt like he couldn't go anywhere, and he felt like people was laughing at him. Anthony Joshua's opinion on that was very different, because he didn't feel that way as a result of what he had experienced. Now, AJ did talk about his past, his teenage years when he was in trouble, being on the electric tag, ultimately trying to get in shape because he figured he was going to be doing some time in prison. He wanted to get stronger and everything like that, and then he ended up boxing, and then he got found not guilty, and started to take boxing seriously. 2 years later, he's in the Olympic. And I find it mad, because we all know what it's like for young people in our country, in the UK, what these streets are like, and how elements of the streets it's just getting worse. And I feel that maybe in time, that lost generation is going to phase out, and it's going to breed a new generation of people, because as time passes by, there just seems to be a lot more opportunity coming in the direction of our youth. We've got people like Anthony Joshua, we've got these guys who are trying to give inspiration and trying to show these children, these youngsters, that there's a better way. And I, for one, I think it's brilliant. I remember who I used to look up to as a kid. It's kind of crazy, because obviously in the time of social media, you do have more access to the people that you're following, that you're watching their entertainment or whatever it is. And it's crazy, because the funniest thing about Anthony Joshua, we have all of these access to all of these celebrities at the click of a button. He doesn't seem to slip up. I don't really hear anybody saying, anything. The most controversial thing we heard about Anthony Joshua was obviously his BLM speech, which was kind of a thing where, he's trying to represent, he's trying to help create awareness to that issue, and a lot of people felt some type of way about him talking at that march, and I, for one, was shocked, because he wasn't coming out with anything radical or anything racist. He was just trying to do his part, use his celebrity status to help bring awareness to the subject, and he did get a bit of jip for it. And apart from that, we're not hearing any mad controversies involving Anthony Joshua. We're not hearing him getting in any trouble or anything like that. And when he talks, he just always seems to be himself. And it's the funny thing, it's like when somebody talks and they're not being genuine, it can be very easy to see, especially if they're having to continuously talk on multiple occasions. There's going to come a time when they can't remember all the lies that they're telling, and they're going to contradict themselves. And there are other boxers, I'm not going to mention any names, but there are other boxers who continuously contradict themselves. But every time Anthony Joshua was out there talking, we seem to get the same person. And even there's questions that he had to answer in this interview. If somebody was being scripted and got ambushed with a question that wasn't part of the script, then yeah, they could just come out with something really, really damaging. But even if somebody came out with a question that was sprung on you, if you're just speaking and you're just talking, you're gonna answer it, and you might say something that could be deemed a little bit silly, but at the same time, if you're talking honestly and openly, you're not going to feel some type of way about answering a surprise question appropriately. And the funny thing is in particular, I felt like there was maybe a few digs in there at Eddie Hearn, because Eddie Hearn, Matcham have left Sky Sports and gone to DAZN, and it's obvious that Sky Sports are not happy about that. And maybe they wanted Anthony Joshua to slip up and say something silly about Eddie Hearn, but AJ didn't do that. And it is obvious that Matchroom and Anthony Joshua have a good thing going on. He speaks about that relationship a bit in depth as well, for people to understand what Matchroom's contribution is to boxing, what Matchroom's contribution is to Anthony Joshua's career, and overall, you know, he says a lot of good things about Eddie Hearn. And I bet maybe some people at Sky Sports were maybe gritting their teeth when he did that. He could have said a lot of stupid things about the governing bodies of boxing. He could have revealed a name of a promoter who nearly gave him a dodgy deal. Come on, man. I mean, yeah, you got to give this guy credit. It is very, very difficult to find a reason to dislike this guy. He's doing a fantastic job, and yeah, check out that interview. It's a good watch. And the funny thing is that pictures have emerged of an episode of The Overlap that's coming up where Gary Neville is interviewing Tyson Fury. So I can't wait to see that, because obviously we know he's going to bring up AJ's name, and I can't wait to hear what Tyson Fury's got to say about the whole situation. I suspect, you know, Tyson Fury, again, for all his faults, this guy's entertaining, straight up. He's got the gift of the gab. He knows how to talk. I'm going to watch that one as well, and I will do a review on that, and we can exchange our opinions about what was said in the Tyson Fury one. No doubt there's going to be a few jokes, couple of I might have to go to the Urban Dictionary after that one again, but who knows, I'm sure it's going to be entertaining either way. But anyway, people, that is all I got to say on this subject. Let me know once you've seen that interview and what you think, and I will be talking to you guys again very soon on the next video. See you at 200 subscribers. Peace.